All right, folks, what we got here is a 2013 Honda LX. Okay, we're gonna do front brake rotors and pads. Yes, it's midnight auto repair. It gets really dark early now. Okay, started this job 3 hours ago. The problem was in the parts. So even though it's an LX, according to the VIN number and the license plate, it actually uses EX brake rotors. They are bigger. LX is smaller, EX is bigger. So I had a problem going back and forth trying to figure out why the LX parts don't work, but the brake pads work. So the LX brake pads are DG914, and these are the brake rotors, 31257. This is for an EX. I'm going to show you a picture of what it looks like when you have the correct rotors. Correct, I'm going to use quotes. Correct rotors according to the catalog on the car. I'm going to show it to you right now. Look how funny they look. Okay, you see? Wrong rotors. So when I went there, the guy says, oh, sometimes they use the next year, 2014 rotors. So he gave me those rotors, which is 31275. They were totally wrong. They were even bigger. So I'm thinking that he mixed up the 75 with the 57. But anyway, we got to move on. Now it gets a little darker. Now I'm stuck doing this job at night. All right, so let's go to removing it. This is going to be a quickie because it's dark. I'm just going to show it to you. I didn't just show it to you visually, okay? Because it's getting cold out here. All right, so to take the caliper off is two 12mm bolts. All right, take the two 12mm bolts out, take the caliper off, hang it up out of the way, either with a hanger or this one fits perfectly in the coil, which is fantastic. Then in the back here, there's a 17mm bolt that holds a caliper bracket, and it's in the back. There's one on the bottom here and one on the top here. Once you take it out, this whole bracket is going to come out with the brake shoes, okay? Or you can just take the old brake shoes out, take these clips, remember these clips? Replacement ones don't come with these clips, but if yours is still good, might as well use them. The whole idea is to put tension on the brake pads to keep them away from the rotors. So there's two, one on the top, one on the bottom. Now on some brake pads, if you buy the cheaper brake pads, they don't have the hose or the provision for those springs. So if you don't, I guess you just throw them out. All right, so you can take the brake pads out. There's replacement hardware over here. There's little metal clips. Just pry them out, wire brush this whole thing, clean it with brake cleaner, put the new clips on, and then you can put the brakes on. But anyway, what I did was I took the two bolts off, and you can take this whole bracket assembly off. Like that. You can take it with the brake pads off. You can remove them and put the brake pads on later, or you can do it just like this. Look, you can clean it up, wire brush it, replace the clips, put the brake shoes on right now. It's all right. Just keep them as almost even here so they're spread out. All right. Then you got the little Phillips screws, one on top, one on the bottom, or left and right, depending on how you want to look at it. Take the screws out, whack the rotor with a hammer because you don't need it no more, and it comes right out. Clean the new rotor with brake cleaner so you get no oil on it, and then put the screws back on, tighten up the screws, and now we're back to putting the bracket on. Like I said, clean it, wire brush it, brake cleaner, new hardware, and what I did was I put the brake shoes on the bracket first. Listen, you can put the bracket on and put the brake shoes back on just like a regular old car, but sometimes, you know what, these are pretty cool doing it this way, right? Just got to line it up in there and put the two 17mm bolts in, and then we'll tighten up to specs, and then we'll move on. All right, so let's do that. All right, now it's starting to rain, of course. All right, tighten those bolts on the back to specs. Now all you have to do is just squeeze these brake pads in, okay, like that. Perfect. put these springs back on. One on the top, one on the bottom. Hey, working at night, it's hard to see though. The little pinholes. There's one. Let's get this one in here. Grab the other one. In here. Perfect. Alright. Like I said, the idea of the springs there is basically just to keep the tension this way. You can see they're starting to work its way out already. Okay, that means it's good. All right, now we're going to grab the brake caliper. The brake caliper, if you guys use your tool, you push the piston all the way in. All right, that's all clean and wire brush too with a little brake cleaner. Okay, push the piston all the way in. I lubricated the piston side and this caliper side here. You can see it. All right, it's got the grease on it. And we are going to take this, put this right over it. Okay, I'm going to use my other hand to put the screws on there. Okay, this can only go one way because there's a little bracket here that looks like a little rectangle. Okay, it only slots in a certain way. All right, so let me do that for you guys. And I'll set you up. Okay, like I said, it's a little slot here, and that's where it's going to sit. So it kind of holds this in place. So you don't need another wrench. Like on some cars, there's a nut back here. You put another wrench in there to hold it. All right. Don't forget, I forgot to tell you guys, don't forget to check these slide pins. They should slide with ease. Okay, if they have a little problem with them, you can take them out, lubricate them, or just buy a rebuilt caliper with the bracket. The bracket comes already nicely bushed and cleaned and new rubbers and everything. Okay, if you only need the bracket, you don't have to change the whole caliper assembly. You could just kind of steal the bracket, but you still have to pay for the caliper. Okay, but it'll save you the labor of not bleeding out the brake system. All right, so let me put this on for you and then we'll come back. All right, there you go. All right, all the bolts torque to specs. Make sure that the caliper slides. Okay, that way you know it's good. Right, you know this is good. The boots was not ripped. Nice, cleaned, and there you go. Don't forget, before you move your car, make sure you step on the brakes a couple of times to get that pedal up. Sometimes you forget about that. You take the car off the stand, you put it in drive, and you go and drive or reverse. You notice that the brake pedal goes to the floor. Then you're going to do a panic stop and try to get it to stop. Okay, so pump it up, get the pedal nice and hard up to the top, and then that's it. All right. So yeah, sorry about the darkness, but it is what it is. Let's get this car back to the customer. Put the tires on, take it for a road test, break in the brake shoes to the pads, and we are good to go. All right. Thanks for watching, folks. Like I said, this was a LX model. Even on the registration and insurance card, it says LX, but it used EX brake rotors. Okay, and the difference is the size. All right, so if you want, just bring your old parts with you before you go buy them. Otherwise, do what I do. You go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. All right, that's it. Thanks for watching, folks. Ciao.